now we're fucking podding, dude.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good tequila, no?
Yeah, very good
Right?
tequila.
All
We
right.
have this at the bar. I just started working at a bar part-time.
I saw you've been working at the bar. Just Levin visited you at the bar.
Yeah, just shot her special, too.
I know. She told me.
It looks... we haven't started doing any real editing yet, but it looks fucking sick. We did all handheld.
You did all handheld.
Yeah.
Okay, like an amateur porn. Okay.
Well, because Jess is so wild. You know what I mean? Like...
Right.
With
Not in the
screaming
porn
and
way.
yelling.
Yep.
Not in the porn way.
Unless, I don't know.
I don't know
what cutout you
if
did
she's
for
got
the
a
special.
only. I never
Yeah.
checked her LinkedIn or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Linktree, whatever the fuck.
Listen,
they have.
whatever gets people in the seats. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, yeah. You with the foot thing.
Shout out to the gays, dude. God bless you.
I'm over it, honestly. I was so into it in the beginning, and now it's just like whatever.
It's a weekly thing for me, dude. It's my reality. Bobby Sheehan's getting hit up.
Really?
He came on last
Well, he's
week.
got really pale feet.
People loved them.
It's. I think what I'm gathering is they like unique feet. Not ugly, but
Not necessarily. They're more about guys that are just open. They're just like, whatever.
But it's got to be about the feet. Like, if somebody doesn't say anything about the feet and just does the episode, what if they have gross feet?
They don't really care.
So it's more about the attitude of the person behind the feet?
Right. If you're going to lean into feet, they don't care what you look like or the status of your feet.
But I've leaned into the feet, and they don't like my feet.
What are you talking about?
I feel like every time I come on the show, I just stir up controversy by calling them freaks or saying something like that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're no...
Dude, I drew a target on my foot. I did one sock, no sock. I feel like I was pretty early on in the lore.
You were early into the feet.
Yeah, I was like giving it to
really
him
a thing.
hard, dude. If you're listening to the show and you've only got into the show in the last like 3 months or even 6 months, like I was going wild with the feet.
You were going wild with the feet. But also, I think they, and again, you know, you gays comment, and boy, do you comment. I think they found it a bit insulting.
I was trying to have fun with it.
I know, but this is their culture.
You're singing a whole different tune. You're like their leader now.
I'm sorry. Is this not Pride Month? I'm sorry, Chris. I'm trying to be an ally here.
You'll do
Yeah.
anything for views.
Damn right.
I think
Shout out to
the second or third to last time I was on here, we went through a whole like thing about trying to define when calling something gay. We were like, birds are gay.
Yeah, birds are gay. Yeah.
Now you're like, I think you disrespected them by drawing cum targets on your feet for the gay feet people.
All I know is Bobby didn't do that, and he's getting hit up left and right.
I still get hit up. I still people. I just don't tell you, but yeah, people DM me.
See?
I've gotten DMs. They're like, how much
Yarish
for a
got stopped
video?
on the subway.
What's that?
Yarish got stopped on the subway.
Shut up.
But the guy likes his comedy. Shout out to you.
That's great. That's good to back it up. That it's not just about the feet.
No, the feet are a very loud minority.
This is a cool silo that you have going on here of just like
Comedy and gay foot fetish.
yeah.
If you're a fan of one or both of those things, which somehow that's a demographic,
Come for
you found this pod.
come for the comedy, stay for the feet.
The most common comment now is like, amazing pod, love this story. By the way, I jacked off to your feet. It's like, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by.
You have a laugh and a cum and be on your way.
Yeah, that's great. Usually people have to do those two things separate. I'm bringing both of those in-house.
Yeah, I don't really like humor with my sex.
But isn't it funny that a lot of porn is like humor-based?
Some of it, but I feel like it's like an action movie. Like they're like, yeah, we'll plow through this. Like we're not gonna even take it that seriously, so we can get to the action. Like I feel like action movies like barrel through usually like the setup. Like oh yeah, in like the span of like 10 cuts, you like know that they have like a wife and that they travel. Like you know all this stuff so quickly,
Right?
Because they're trying to get to the action.
Okay, they're just expediting. The
Yeah.
storyline. Okay.
Whereas like other stories, they kind of like draw it out and all that shit.
Right, we're not here for the plot, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some movies lean into. I mean, John Wick leans into it so much. Some movies try to too much story, and they shouldn't. Like, did you see The Accountant 2?
No, I heard not great things.
Bro, it was horrible, dude.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And then I saw this other new movie, The Amateur.
The Amateur.
The dude from Mr. Robot.
Oh, Rami Malek.
Yeah, it's like him, and he's like, his like wife dies because of these terrorists, and he works in the CIA or whatever in intelligence, and he's like, I'm gonna find the guys that killed my wife, and he just like goes on like this like autistic rampage. I feel like this is like a theme now where they're just like autistic guys fight back.
They can do stuff too.
Yeah, dude.
But like, what's the difference between that and if he wasn't autistic? Did he like count how many ceiling tiles were in the hall every time he ran
throughout
through?
the whole in the Amateur, like the whole movie, like he like they try to train him to like use a gun and stuff, and he just like can't do it. And they're like, Lawrence Fishburne's in it. He's like, you're not a killer. Like telling him he's not a killer and shit. He's like doesn't have it in him and shit. And then, but then like goes on and like kills all these guys, but like uses like bombs and stuff. And right before each guy dies, like they get a phone call. He's like, do you remember what she looks like? You know, before they blows
So they're
them
taking
up.
a bit of Taken.
A little bit.
It's autistic
but
Taken.
but the wife's already dead. It's just vengeance.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, she gets murked like right out the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad. The movie was bad anyway, but then like it was like a plain plot. It was like a boring plot, but then just like on top of it, they just like, oh yeah, here's another one where the guy's like weird.
And now you just sound like me describing autistic.
Or different, you know what I mean?
Weird.
Like it's like, oh, you can't. They're like the whole movie, like you can't kill people. It's like no, he just needs to do it like in a complicated way.
So it's like you.
What do you mean?
What, to show you complicated killing? I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's
Okay.
like that's like that.
Which is a bit autistic.
That's
too.
more like women who just like get off on murder. Isn't it kind of just like
There's
a
so many of
soap
those.
opera?
It's a bit soap opera-y. Yeah, it's like an artistic soap opera. It's
Yeah.
like if an NYU film student made a soap opera.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like what was that shit my mom used to watch, like Days of Our Lives, or what was that other one? Anyway, like those soap operas, those like midday ones, like the plot is just so like insane
Right.
and like heightened, but everyone in it is like attractive and like there's like dating and hooking up going on and like all this shit. They like trying to make murder sexy.
Well, that's the chicks love listening to murder pods, and they don't like being approached at a bar, but they do love murder pods.
But I mean, I think, but I thought that like I just watched a documentary about Bonnie and Clyde. Like, I think like the Americans have always been into like true crime kind of stuff. I just listened to a thing about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, and they talked about how like the crowd was like taking stuff off the walls of the theater because they wanted like mementos to be like, this was a piece of panel wood that was at the theater where the president Abraham Lincoln was shot.
Talk about thinking in the moment.
Yeah, dude.
Smart.
Well, that's what they did with Bonnie and Clyde. They finally killed them. They like shot them all up, like because they were like killing cops and shit all across the country.
Right. But that's normal in the Wild West back then, no?
But it wasn't the Wild West per
Oh, was
se.
it? I don't know.
It was like post World War II.
Bonnie and Clyde?
I think so.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was more like come here, you coppers, like that. Even though no one talked like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I know about Bonnie and Clyde is Jay-Z and Beyonce song. Other than that, I don't. I know they were a couple. That's it.
Yeah, they kind of just were like on the road all the time and like had like a network of people and friends that they like used to like stay like out of like
They were
hidden
bank robbers, no?
They robbed people. But they weren't like, it was weird. Like they weren't like rich. They were kind of just like they were always on the move. But yeah, they robbed banks, they robbed people, and they killed a lot of fucking cops. And like they were like celebrities. Like people loved them. They were like the villains people loved. Like they were in the news, like Bonnie and Clyde at it again, and people were like, "I love Bonnie and Clyde." Like they loved it.
Yeah, America.
Because it was during the Depression, so a lot of people were like didn't love the police. There was a lot of tension, and it was kind of like an outlet for people to be like.
Police were out during the Depression. People didn't like police.
I think in many areas, yeah. I don't remember all the historical whatever. But yeah,
No,
it
this
just
is
like
all
wasn't
facts.
a good
This
time.
is all concrete.
I mean,
If you said
right now
it's
it
true.
is. Yeah. But when they rolled their bodies into the town or whatever, all these people were like, same thing. Like, there's footage of it. People clamoring over each other to try to like take Bonnie or Clyde's like tie to take like stuff off of them.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So
Well,
people
I-
always been obsessed with it.
I know. I think Shane Gillis just bought all of O.J. Simpson's ties.
Yeah, I heard he bought some OJ shit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would do something like that.
I mean, yeah, there's also just like memorabilia and collectibles. I guess I was just speaking to because you were like, oh, women love like all this like all this like true crime shit. I mean, like I listened to like last podcast on the left, and I watch like all the docs about murderers. I know most of the classic guys
Right.
and shit, but like I'm not like flicking my bean to it.
I'm not flicking my bean to it. What were you like a big America's Most Wanted kid growing up?
Cops, yeah, we watched Cops.
Yeah.
Cops was fucking great.
Dude, Cops was the best.
They brought it back.
Did they?
Yeah, it's back.
Well, it was a PD Live, right?
Well, no, that was after they got rid of Cops.
They got rid of Cops. They brought PD Live out,
Right.
and then the summer of 2020 happened. Then they took Live PD away, but I thought they brought that back.
Maybe they did, but Cops, I don't know. I think it's still on the air, but they did bring Cops back.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
just that intro gets me amped, dude. That's like so, like that intro and just like that show is just like so like nostalgic, like 90s, like early 2000s shit.
Oh yeah.
Just that COPS with the blue lights flashing on it.
bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do?
Just that first, huh!
And you got like your dessert.
Yeah, and you knew that The Simpsons was on like right before. It was like The Simpsons.
Simpsons from 6 and 6:30.
Yeah, and then Cops would come on after, dude. Like that was such
Yeah.
great fucking TV.
Seinfeld for an hour. Simpsons for an hour. Cops.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I've got this bit that I've been trying to do about scramble porn. Do you remember scramble porn?
No, get that. They wasn't expecting this. Well, from you, I'm expecting this.
Well, no, because it was
What
like
is that? I don't know what that is. Genuinely.
so when you had like before there was like, you know, on demand, I mean, and obviously even before streaming shit, you would just have like a cable box. Like the cable
Right.
company would hook up a cable box.
Yep.
And many times you wouldn't even have like the guide thing. Like it would just be the channels. You would
Yes.
just go through there'd be one channel that was a guide
Yes.
that would just be running and you'd have to wait for it. Like you're looking at flights.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like waiting for it to like change to be like, what's on the channels? And then you'd go to the channel. But if you didn't have like, there was different packages. So if you didn't have, and if your
Yes.
channel box like went up to like 150 or 125, but you only had the package for like 100 channels or like 75 channels, you could still go to those other channels,
Right.
but they were scrambled. Or they were like it was just snow.
Yep.
The Spice Channel and the Playboy Channel sometimes would just be scrambled. So it would be like, you know, like old movies where you see someone trying to fix like an antenna TV and it's all like warped.
Yep.
And like looks all warped and weird. You'd like go to the channel and you'd see like a warped, like people doing doggy style. Like
Okay.
a warped boob and it's all like green and blue and it's like you can like make out what it is and sometimes like you could hear the audio, but it would still be like staticky.
Right.
And yeah, you know, when you're like fucking like 13, when you're like 13 and you have like
That
a
was
TV in your room,
unbelievable.
and you're like, you go to it, and all of a sudden you're like, because sometimes you like hit the box or like fuck with the cord, or like it would just scramble in a way where it would be like, boop, 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 and it would be like inverted, black and white, but full everything, nothing scrambled, and you're like, holy fuck,
Flip the TV right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh shit. You would get like 20 seconds of just straight up like not scrambled. But it was like, again, still inverted and looked weird, but it wasn't like twisty and you'd have to like make out what it was. You
Right.
could clearly see what it was. You're like, holy shit. And then it would like go back to being scrambled again. But it was like that was scramble porn. Like you would just it was like basically trying to watch the porn channel without having paid for it.
Okay. We didn't have that. This was a little before my time.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay, yeah. So I got a few years on you.
We had a kid that had the Playboy channel, and we were friends with him because of that.
Well, yeah. There was always one fucking kid's degenerate parents who paid for the package.
And they also drank Crown Royale. We would drink Crown Royale and watch the Playboy channel.
Dude, I don't
After
know.
playing street hockey and going to Burger King.
Unless you're like Dominican, I always judge people who drink Crown Royale.
Yeah.
I don't know why Dominicans have a pass for drinking Crown Royale to me, but if like other than that, like it's you're trashy.
I say Dominicans, black people, those are Crown Royale. Yeah.
But like I don't
Crown
think they're
Royale.
trashy for drinking it.
No, that's just
Not even on some like lib shit. It just belongs. It's in its right place. It's like
Exactly.
seeing like a suburban dad drinking like an Incredible Hulk, like Hypnotic and Hennessy. You're like, what are you doing, dude?
exactly. It's like seeing a polar bear in the desert. You're like,
yeah.
you don't belong here. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to the Arctic.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, yeah. In the suburban Jewish household, I would sip Crown Royale out of a felt purple bag.
Oh, you wouldn't even
And we
take
would
it
watch
out of the
Playboy
bag?
No, you take it out of the bag, but like.
Wait, did you guys do the thing where you'd like all like be jerking off in your separate sleeping bags?
No, we would just watch it and drink Crown Royale.
You just watch it? How old were you?
14, 15,
Okay.
maybe a little bit older. 15, 16. Yeah.
Did you ever have like a friend when you were growing up where you were like be like, "Are you getting boners?" Where you'd like try to figure out the boner situation?
What do you mean figure it out?
Like where you'd be like one time my buddy and I found like a Howard Stern like tape that my dad had.
Oh, wow. You had tapes?
Yeah, dude.
I
I
was
grew
a
up
big
having
infomercial
tapes.
guy. The Howard Stern, like, or late at night, like 1 a.m.
Well, he would put out like when he was like really big, he put out a few like comedy like VHS tapes, I
Okay.
guess. And some of them had some of it would be like clips from the show without the blurred stuff.
Yeah.
And then some of it was like sketches that were like very adult, like very like people having sex, women's tits out and stuff. And me and my friend were like watching it. We were like in like the 7th grade watching it, and we were like, holy shit. And then like we both had fucking boners, but I didn't even start jerking off at that point yet.
Really?
And we were just like, I don't think so. My math is blurry, but yeah. Actually, no, this was probably more like 5th grade, dude.
This is making sense.
Now that I'm thinking
7th
about
grade,
now
you
that I'm thinking
probably
about
were.
which friend this is more like 5th grade.
Oh, it's based off the friend, not.
Well,
how
because I
old you are.
changed school so many times.
Oh,
So this
really?
kid would yeah, so like yeah, this would have been like 4th or 5th grade.
This is equal.
And I had never like jerked off. I never even
Right.
came at that point yet.
Right.
And it was just like I was like, "Oh, you get that shit, dude?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on." I was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't know. This is crazy. This is hot. I don't even know what I'm watching."
Yeah.
It was like, "What the fuck?"
No, I had no friends like that. I also didn't have any friends, so that might
Yeah.
be the main reason why. The number one reason why was the lack of friends. But I think even with friends, I don't think I would have talked about it.
Yeah, there was like a couple of friends that like you were like, I felt like you were close enough with at the time to just be like, yeah, dude, I don't fucking know, man.
We're trying to figure this all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's the only experience I had, and I was very uncomfortable. Watching the Playboy channel, drinking Crown Royale
Yeah, that's weird.
with these kids.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But wait, I forget. Did you tell me how old you were?
Yeah,
were?
15, 16.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird.
Because you probably had been jerking off by then too.
Yeah, but it's also like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, but that's kind of like.
We should like go to a party. Why are we in this basement?
Yeah.
I wanted to live a life like not another teen movie. It's like, how do I get into that? Oh, like, how do I live like American Pie? And I was like, dude, we're the losers in American Pie.
Yeah, but they do that. I feel like everyone does that. Dude, I know guys that have like admitted to me that they're like, yeah, dude, me and my friends, we all hang out, we watching fucking porn, and everybody in their own sleeping bags jacking off in their own corner. They didn't give a fuck. Like they like horses in a stall.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't give a fuck that the other guy's jerking off next to them. They're just like, yeah, dude.
How old?
Like teenagers.
This is wild.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. So what's your bit?
Or even in like, the bit was about like, because I talk about how I wasn't even gonna tell the bit, but anyway, yeah, basically that like people have like, they say like a lot of people's kinks are derived from something that happened like in their youth.
Okay.
You know, if you maybe have like a babysitter who takes her shoes off and you're a little kid and you're like near her feet and you don't even know what's going on, but it like turns you on. You get older, you're into feet or whatever.
Right. Well, no.
Or like I talk about. Do you know what a pay pig is?
No.
It's like a BDSM thing. It's like when it's like a dude hires like a dominatrix lady
Okay.
to spend his money in front of him. And
I've
she
heard of
belittles him.
I've
Or
heard of
she's
this.
like, "Oh, you little pussy bitch," like and like buys herself like jewelry and lingerie and shit.
So that's called a pay pig.
There's a bunch of other terms for it, but yeah,
What are the other terms?
I don't remember, but there's like
That'd be
there's a
very
list.
interesting. Okay. There's a list.
Yeah, here I'll look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I was like, and that's why I shouldn't be making fun of. Because the pay pig thing, I was like, yeah, how the fuck did you get there? Did you like lose a game of Monopoly real bad and come right afterwards? And now you're a fun go, damn, a pay pig. And then I was like, which, I guess, I shouldn't make fun of him too bad because, my kink, I'm into scramble porn.
Oh, that's your thing. That's very good.
I'm into scramble porn. I love fuzzy, fucked up porn that I can barely make out.
You're like, I buy a new laptop and I bash the monitor.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta write that down. Yeah, I bashed the monitor. But I've only done it like a couple times, and I'm realizing that, like, unless you're a certain age, I don't think a lot of people know what scramble porn is.
I won't know what that is until you just described it to me. But once you described it, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Pay pig. Oh, the like, pay pig is like the slang term.
Oh, what's the clinical term?
Financial domination.
Oh, yeah, I didn't need, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
A financial submissive who's willing, gives money or gifts to financial dominant, often as part of a dominance and submission dynamic.
Ooh.
What a fucking weird one, dude.
What's in the grand scheme of things, that's a more normal one.
Yeah. Do you think that's more or less normal than feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, what? Like,
That's more normal.
pay pig is more normal.
Yeah.
Really? See, I feel like feet is more normal. Because feet is still like, there's still like, it's still a body part. There's still like a sense of like another like human. The pay pig thing is like,
Well, it's a complete
like
shift
weird-
in the power dynamic. Usually these people are higher up people. They're making a lot of money. It's a power dynamic. It's a hot woman telling you you're gay and spending all your money when usually you're the one making the money and calling people
but
gay.
you think it's weirder to like come on feet or to come with someone jerking you off with their feet or come into feet than coming to someone draining your bank account.
Yeah, I think that's weirder.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
I would come. What would make you come first, feet or pay pig stuff? Feet.
Feet aren't doing anything for me.
I'm not saying feet. I'm not saying I'm looking up feet
I
stuff.
don't
but
understand.
okay, look. I've been like jerked off with feet before, and I had a good time.
Yeah, I think it's weird.
But okay, forget weird. What would you more likely come to?
I don't know if
feet or financial domination.
But the thing I understand more is the financial dominance. I've never saw a foot and thought it was attractive, and I don't understand how you can.
That's not, I understand
The financial
that.
dominatrix thing, I understand how that can happen.
I feel like I'm cornering you, and I'm not trying to. But you're not answering my question.
Well, both are like neither would. But yeah, but you can't like the feet
Dude,
would get you off.
I bet you if the hottest woman you can think of was I'm not saying she's just gonna come in and just only do you with feet, but you guys are having sex and maybe you're just so wound up and turned on, and like she starts giving you the old.
The old Dutch triangle.
Is that what it's called?
Oh, no.
I thought you knew because of the
pretty
the Dutch triangle. You know when they put the thing where it's like,
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
That just got clipped.
Like, dude, when they do that thing, dude, I bet you would come.
Yeah, but with that, in that situation, like, eye contact's going to make me come. Like, the feet aren't the thing. You're just,
I guess I'm just
stimulant.
trying to think of a way to argue that feet is less weird. Not that this matters, listeners and viewers. I don't care. I'm fucking weird. I'm into weird. It doesn't matter. But
yeah,
for
figging.
But let's get into the throes of it. Like, I think, figging. Dude, I feel like
I get figging more than feet.
No, definitely in order of weirdness. Figging, financial dom, feet. Feet being the least weird.
Nah, figging, feet, financial dom. We can all agree figging's the weirdest. And these three.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone who out there who listening and watching figging, tell us where you think you rank.
I bring up figging too often.
Dude, I love bringing it up. Sometimes if I'm just like...
We know.
If I'm like, just like, don't know what... Like, if a set's not going well, I'm just like, have you guys heard of figging? I just start telling people about it.
You're 2 minutes into it, to doing a 30-minute
My
set.
opening joke didn't work, yeah. Let's do the figging thing.
You bomb on purpose up top. You're like, I'm just trying to get to talk about figging.
Yeah, dude. It seems not real when you tell someone.
I didn't think
and
it
then
was
you
real.
gotta look it up, and there's definitions and lots of videos of it.
Well, I didn't even have to look it up. You showed me a video you had pretty readily on your phone.
I mean, it's easy to Google. It's easy to look up.
I don't know if
Figging.
If I yeah, I wouldn't Google it. Definitely not on your work computer. And not my personal one
Yeah,
either.
you can't watch figging on YouTube.
You've tried?
No, but there's like some kinks that are like you can watch on YouTube because they don't
like
involve
the balloon
nudity.
popping one?
Yeah, balloons. I'm still not convinced people aren't coming to ASMR. They definitely
No,
are.
they definitely are.
Yeah.
I get that more than feet.
They're on like kind of the same level, but I still think ASMR is a little weirder. Because ASMR is just like tickling your ears, like,
right.
Whereas like I can get jacked off with feet.
I think we're looking at this in two different perspectives. You're looking at it from like a physical stimulant point of view. Where I'm seeing it from like...
Since when are you so nebulous? What are you doing?
When it comes to this. With you, I gotta have my... I gotta approach this like... like I'm a theologist. I'm like, well, actually...
Well, I guess I'm just using it from like personal... I guess I'm just looking at it as like, what would make me come like the fastest versus take the longest?
Yeah, but you're saying from a literal
and actually, now that I'm saying
perspective.
that, I think financial domination is the weirdest because I could probably come faster from figging than I could getting.
Right,
dude. I would never be able to come from someone's draining my bank account. I would be having a panic attack.
But it's not like I don't think it's a physical coming with that.
Yeah, true. Domination.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they're gonna come to it later, where he's like later, just like jacking off.
Oh yeah, but then that's when they're thinking of like the girl taking advantage of them. They have like they can like see how they've taken advantage of them.
But you know what else is weird about the financial domination thing too is like you're probably paying them to do that.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the same way. Like I bet most of these dominatrixes like they got a few different specialties. You know what I mean?
It's like a doctor. Some are more lucrative than others.
Right. Or just some's a heart surgeon, others do ears, others.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think in the dominatrix world, like some of them are like, I've seen the like list. They're like, oh, I do ropes. I could do the Japanese rope stuff. I do the mommy play. I'll crush your balls. Yeah, they always like list it. They like list. I'm like, they're like profiles and shit. They're like, this is what I do.
There's a profile?
Yeah, so like if you want to like get a, it's not illegal. BDS dominatrix shit isn't illegal, so you could just like go. There's like websites. You like, Madame. It's always Madame this and something that, you know, Mistress this.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And then they all have their like specialties. Yeah, some of them are like, they're like, I'll peg the shit out of you. I'll put you in a cage. You know, I do cage play and like all this stuff.
Cage play?
Yeah, where they put you in a cage.
Like a bird cage?
No,
like
did you ever see well, yeah, maybe. I'm sure they got all different types of cages, but like,
it depends on the size of the apartment.
yeah, did you ever see like Pulp Fiction where, you know, bring out the gimp?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You want to be put in a box?
Well, it's
They'll
like
do
those
that.
guys that they'll like pay a girl to walk them around like a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Or people who want to get sounding.
Wait, what's that?
Bro.
Folks, sit down.
So they take like this thin metal rod.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Dude, and they just shove it up your pee hole.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah, dude.
It's called sounded?
Yeah, because you scream.
No.
Yeah, let me make sure that's what it's called.
Dude, I thought don't Google that because then they're going to geotag it to this apartment and then I'm going to have cops knocking.
It's not illegal.
It should be. I thought sounded was like, you play like cowbell too close to it.
Urethral sounding is
Yo.
a form of sexual play that involves placing foreign objects inside the urethra. You want to see a video?
No, I don't want to see a video. Why is that so easy to look up?
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of shit you don't know, Mr. Happel.
How were you exposed to so much of this?
Dude, dude, it's like the rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland. Like, you like learn one thing and you're like, what? And then you go to look up stuff and then you find out other stuff and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Like, where did you what was the rabbit? I'm starting to use this Alice in Wonderland reference. What brought
I
you
think
to
like
the hole?
I think I just personally was like, there was like a time in my life where I was like, when I was single, where I was just very like curious about stuff and like would like try things. I'm never fucking sounding or anything like that, but like would be like, maybe like one time in like my early 20s, I went on a date with like a BDSM lady. And like,
wait, how? Where'd you meet her?
On like OkCupid or like Tinder or something. And she was like, and I thought she was hot. She was like Elvira, like vibes.
Elvira?
Yeah, you know, like the hot dude. Elvira, you don't know Elvira?
What do I know Elvira? I know the name. The name sounds familiar. Not I Dream a Genie.
Well, but that like. Elvira.
Oh, okay. Yes. Wait, she looked like that?
I mean, that, like, not exactly, but, like, that was the vibe.
Got chick.
Yeah.
Scene chick.
She was hot.
So cool.
And, like...
So cool.
So... But she... Like, I'm into some of the dynamic with that stuff. I like the leather. I like the little sticks and I don't mind some hitting and, like, the power dynamics. But, like, I still want to come.
Of course.
And, like, not, like...
You're a gentleman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be like, oh, you're going to hit me with sticks and, like, make fun of me and shit and then just send me on my way.
Yeah, just
like,
go back to middle school for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so, and she, I guess, was, like, had, like, an apprentice dom that was, like, teaching her shit.
An apprentice? What?
Yeah, because they, like, if you do it right, it's, like, you have, like, you got to be shown how to do stuff, like, properly.
It's like candlestick
It's kind of
making?
like martial arts, dude. There's, like, dojos and shit.
She's the Johnny Tremaine of spanking?
Yeah, dude. So, we basically was, like, I don't know. I don't want to say made a deal, but she was basically, like, if you let me, like, practice some of the stuff with you, we can fool around regular style, vanilla, as they call it. afterwards, and I was like, okay.
It's so it's like yoga teachers, like they have to get like 1,000 hours of.
I don't know about I don't know all the ins and outs, but like, yeah, like I think if you're doing it right, like the right way, because there's some people who just like buy a bunch of stuff and be like, oh, let's go and start. But like, there's like a world where there's like ethics and etiquette and like how you do stuff.
So it's like a barbershop community, like how barbers approach things.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
They're all Russian.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all Turkish.
Their backs are hairy.
Yeah,
I get it.
So basically, yeah, we went out once. We went back to her place, and she like hit me with a bunch of different things and made fun of my dick and all that shit. And then
was she like workshopping the insults? Did she have like did she come with a notepad like an open micer?
I was kind of like laughing because like I wasn't like I'd never done anything like that, so I was like kind of giggling, and she like had me standing like as if like on this side of the couch with my hands on the couch, and she had my pants down, and she was like pulling out these different paddles, and she like made me call her like mistress, and she was like hitting me with the paddles, and I thought these things were gonna hurt, but I guess they make them so like
they're so padded.
They're padded, but then she like worked her way up
because she wasn't certified yet.
But she was doing it the right way. You don't start with the heavy one,
of course.
And then she like, we had like a safe word.
What was your safe word?
I don't even remember. But dude, basically what happened was she was hitting me with these paddles, and I was like, none of them hurt, but you feel it. But I was just like, okay, yes, mistress, like laughing.
Yeah.
And then, dude, she pulled out this one. Dude, she fucking hit me with it, and I did, because she kept being like, oh, you think you're funny. You think you're funny. And dude, she fucking hit me with this thing. It had like, it was like a, I don't want to call it a whip, but it was like, it had like bend to it. You know what I mean?
A whip with bend to it.
Not a whip, but it was like a handle, but then like it was thin.
Okay.
And it had like little like metal like just balls.
Okay.
In it. I don't know how else to describe it. Dude, she fucking hit me with this thing once, and I went from giggling the whole time to I literally was like, oh, fuck. Oh. And I took a knee. I took a fucking knee. And I was like, I was still laughing. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, fuck. She goes, get up. I was like, yes, mistress, fuck. Dude, the next day.
But you were yes-anding? Still?
Yeah, because, dude, I grew up in, like, jackass days. My friends and I did all kinds of stupid shit. Like, I've been hurt way worse than getting hit with, like, a little stick with little things in it. So, like, dude, so she only hit me with the thing twice.
Of course.
But, like, bro, the exact spot, it was like a jellyfish sting. Like, exactly where she hit me with that thing. Dude, I couldn't sit down the next day. It was just, like, so precise, this thing, like, the way it hit.
Right. Oh. How long does that take to recover? It's got to be, like, days.
It was just, like, purple and green, but it was just, like, the two spots that she hit me, it was just like exactly where she hit me. Like, it was just like lines across me. They fucking hurt. It hurt so bad.
Okay. and then you never saw her again.
And then she jerked me off after.
That's it?
We fooled around, but then yeah.
That doesn't. The payoff is not enough.
Well, I mean, it was an experience. Like, would I do it again? I don't know. I wouldn't like seek it out, but it was like no harm, no foul. I had fun overall.
I guess.
And I got to tell you a fun story on the podcast.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to be on a podcast in 16 years.
I'm going to need this.
Yeah. This is good material. She's like, what's a podcast? You're like, they're not invented yet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Okay. Sounding.
Yeah, but yeah, that's like...
Wait, so that was your entry into it?
That was like that was probably my first like actual like experience with like anything having to do with like BDSM or like... And it hasn't gotten like much deeper than that, quite honestly.
Okay.
Because it's not really it's not like my thing, but I'm fascinated with it in a way that like people are into Pokemon or something, where I'm just like collect them all. Like tell me more. What are the other weird ones?
So you're just like going down Reddit forums that people are sharing shit?
Yeah, or just I don't know. You just like it would be a lot more like when I was like single. Like you'd see like profiles sometimes of like women that were into stuff. Like if you used Field or anything, and then they'd be like, if they were like specifically into kink, some of them would like list their shit, and like you'd see it, and I'd be like, "What's that?" And I'd Google it.
Yeah, I tried to go back on Field recently.
Yeah, it's wild. It's bonkers on there.
It's just not.
It's bonkers on there.
It's just not my scene. You know when you walk into a bar?
Yeah. You
walk into a bar, you're like, this just isn't. There's nothing wrong with the bar. It's just not for me.
Yeah, like a lesbian bar.
I wouldn't mind a lesbian bar.
An old school lesbian bar.
Yeah, dude, I learned how to like use different like screwdrivers.
Yeah, you learn how to
like
use a monkey wrench.
Yeah, I've learned. I should go to more lesbian bars. They like teach me how to put up scaffolding. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe. Yeah. Well, like, but you've seen like. But come on, you have to like. You've seen like. One Guy, One Cup.
I never watched it.
But you know about it.
I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, people do weird shit. People are into weird shit.
I know. I just don't understand how you get there. That's what's fascinating to me.
Well, I think it's a rabbit hole. I think it's it's for people who have a proclivity towards like some combination of pain and suffering and control, whatever. And, for some people it's like a fucking lifestyle. You know what I mean? There's like accountants. Yes. There's like people who are like accountants. I'm not even talking about the CEOs that pay to have like them step on their balls and put a ball gag in their mouth.
Of course.
I'm talking about like a guy who's just like in IT. And then, like, on the weekends and in the evenings, he's, like, suspending from hooks by his back.
Right.
He takes off his fucking IT outfit and is, like, covered in, like, dragon tattoos and shit. Yes. And, like, that's, that's, like, the life.
Yeah, I met a guy last week who's, he's in, like, sex clubs and... He's like, yeah, I'm legally married, but I have a girlfriend. I go to these sex clubs.
Wait, you met a guy at a sex club?
No, I met a guy who's like a member of.
That's so weird, dude.
Yeah, my buddy's buddy.
But it's weird. Guy. It's weird though, like in the world of like.
And he's like a very high, like he's doing very well.
Yeah, but sex club people, like dominatrix people, look down on sex club people. Like you. Fucking
what does
primitive.
That mean?
Well, because like. And I'd probably agree, like, people who are, like, really into, like, dominate, like, BDSM stuff, it's, like, very, like, evolved. Whereas, like, you remember at a sex club, you're just like, yeah, I fuck her, I fuck these people, I do a bunch of fucking. Whereas, like, the guy I just described is not just running around fucking, he's, like, into, like, the dark arts.
They're right. A sex club is a dive bar, and you're going to more of a higher-end cocktail wine bar type of situation. That's what BDSM is.
It's kind of like going to a sex club is like going to see U2 or like the Stones, and then going to a BDSM like event or like being in that lifestyle is more like seeing Nine Inch Nails or Radiohead.
Okay.
You don't think so? Maybe not a good analogy.
Douchier?
No, I mean, just more like
douchey, but
way just different vibes.
A little more intense vibes. No?
Yeah, but like, yeah. How about maybe let's do this. Going to a sex club is like going to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
Okay.
And being into BDSM is like going to the opera.
Now I'm with you. That's something I understand.
Yeah, that one's way better. I tried to get
From my understanding, a sex club has big Margaritaville vibes. It's just like people, they're making food, they're making cocktails.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like blender going.
I feel like everything I've heard about like like nudist vacation places and all that shit, they're always like these like weird 45 to 60 something year old couples that are really into tiki cocktails and wear fucking Hawaiian shirts and shit.
Well, he's a member of that club, the sex club that does the naked comedy show.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. These people, it's like it's a fucking joke.
He's like, well, you want to go? And I was like,
fucking naked,
no,
dude.
Because I'm gonna know the comics. I'm gonna know what they look like. I already know what they look like, and I don't like them.
Right.
I want to know what. I know some people that have done the show.
I know. Yeah, I've met people, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that I know who's done it. Has Taylor Yarish done it? He's probably done it.
I don't know if Taylor's done it. I do know. We'll move over to the Patreon. I'll drop the names.
Okay.
Because I know the people who have done it.
I mean, is it supposed to be a secret that someone does it?
I don't know.
Because I've seen people like post blurred things of it.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
We'll talk about it on the Patreon. Because I know one guy who did do it who said it on the Patreon.
Okay.
So we'll continue. All right, Mia's over there. Jerk offs.